That's me. Well, that was me back in December. Yeah, I've been sitting on this one for quite a while now. Essentially, this was my attempt to document a process of me training for and leading up to an MMA fight that I did back in December, and honestly, I just wasn't happy with it. I did not commit as much as I wanted to making this video, to vlogging every step of the way. I fell off, I got ill. You know what, I'm not even going to make excuses. I just didn't try hard enough. But at the end of the day, I made something, and as much as I almost didn't upload this because I just wasn't happy enough with it, I thought we would go through it together and I could just talk about my experience, and hopefully you can enjoy it in some way. So it's the 16th of September, it's a Monday. This is day one, kind of, technically. I'm going to count it as day one, even though technically yesterday was day one. Basically, in 8 weeks, yesterday, so 8 Sundays from now, or 7 Sundays from now, because yesterday was Sunday, I'm getting in a fight. And this is basically going to be me documenting the lead up to that. So yeah, I went to the gym today and worked on my cardio a little bit, did a little run, been working on my skipping. I've been doing that pretty much every day for the last couple of days, and I'm sort of figuring out what the fuck I'm doing as I go, which is interesting. But yeah, please join me on these next few weeks. I'm going to try and just vlog what I'm doing, or just like keep you updated on like any progress over the next few weeks. So yeah, focusing on cardio, running, skipping. I'm going to try and go into more runs. I'm not a runner typically, so it's going to be a bit different for me because I know cardio is the main thing. I'll probably do some classes or something, some sort of like HIIT workouts. I don't really know. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it. We'll see it, how it goes. But yeah, this is day one. Let's see where it goes from here, I suppose. So I did go on a few runs, and they were challenging. As somebody who's not a big cardio person, never has been, they were challenging enough by themselves. Another thing that I thought was absolutely essential, which, I mean, it was good to do, skipping. I did a shit ton of skipping. For some reason, I took up that as the number one thing. I think because of the ease of just being able to do it in my garden. I didn't have to go anywhere. It wasn't like running where I would run to a specific place and then come back again. Skipping, I could do whenever I wanted. I could do it for as long as I wanted. It was super simple, so I did that one fairly often. The date is Friday the 20th. And yesterday, last night, I had my first session, the official session at the Ultra MMA place. And it was good. It was challenging. It was simple. It wasn't anything too demanding. When I first got there, having seen everyone who was also taking part, I legitimately thought every single person in there had had a decent bit of experience, which freaked me out a little bit. But after having seen other people sort of figuring out the exercises as well, I feel like I'm not the only one who has zero experience, which is nice. But yeah, it was mostly just sort of footwork, like sort of general movements that you're going to be doing, it was better. And then it was at the end, it became sort of like a HIIT training session, a HIIT session, where we basically just ran in circles, did a shit ton of push-ups, burpees, planks, and jumping jacks, which killed everyone. But it was good. It was nice. The guys who were all doing it seemed solid. They seemed like nice guys. And so I'm looking forward to the next one. I went there with Henry and Ben. Henry is sort of in the same position as me, where he hasn't really done anything like proper, but he knows a little bit of what he's doing. Ben, however, is pretty knowledgeable and skilled already in the field of fighting. So it's it'll be an interesting few weeks. I also told my family last night that I was doing this, to which I had mixed reactions. But no, I'm excited, and I think it was a good session yesterday. yeah, just need to keep training. So as I say in the video, Ben and Henry were absolutely great. I don't think I quite went into the extent of how much I was training with them in this video because after this point we would meet up fairly regularly and essentially just grapple each other on the ground in the local park, which was honestly so much fun. I had a great time doing it, and I don't think I would have enjoyed my time with the training if it wasn't for those two. Another person who couldn't go without mentioning is Jesse. Early on in the training, we went to Canvas Sands and practiced literally just the motion of punching, which was something that was foreign in itself to me. So he really helped me get from that point of literally nothing and just allowed me to gain a decent bit of confidence, at least when it came to striking. Managed to get a tennis session in as well. That's cardio, so I mean, hey, any exercise is good exercise. So Jesse and I also went to our local gym and we worked on the bag, which was again something I'd never done before, but luckily Jesse lent me his training gloves, which were the I think 18-ounce ones, which were much heavier than the ones that I ended up using on the night, obviously, but just using them over and over again on the gloves, training me up on that was super useful, and I'm so glad that we did it. Trying on my shitty gum shield for the first time. So I've just got back. I have gone straight into bed because I'm fucking knackered. But I've just gotten back from first session of week 2. It was the first time we did some sparring. And fuck me, it was exhausting, but I'm enjoying it. It's still very fun, still very difficult, but that's what you want. I definitely need to work on my cardio. That's definitely something I'm aware of because like I get tired very quickly compared to everyone else in there. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna have to start committing more to going on to more runs because I haven't really done a proper run in quite a few days now. So I'm gonna have to get on that ASAP.
There we go.
Watching this back is quite sad because this is like, I think the only time that Jesse and I did a proper little sparring session in the park, and it was really fun. I wish we had done more. It's just a shame that we couldn't make it work. Mostly probably because of me, as you will see later, things didn't exactly go to plan.
Oh, the ring.
Being able to say that I've been in a fight like this will be pretty sick. Remember this video from fucking ages ago? Well, this is when I uploaded it. Today is Thursday the 3rd of October, which means today is the first day of week 3. Quite annoyingly, I've been ill for the last few days. Just a cold, but it's just an annoying one for the last, since Monday. So this is day 4 of having this cold. It's not too bad today, so I'm hoping that the training session is going to be fine. Yeah, it's quite annoying, this cold, because it just means that I can't really train how I want to or how I should be. I haven't really been doing any runs or anything like that, just because if I do, I'm going to feel worse, and then that's going to just keep going if I keep training. So my main goal right now was to get over this cold, and then hopefully I'll be in the position to be like getting back at it. Because okay, damn, I didn't realize how early on it was. Essentially, I got ill. And as I have mentioned on this channel before, my immune system is fucking terrible. I've tried to fix it as best I can. I even talked about doing a year of cold showers, which I do have to say I did not do as much as I wanted. I think I started off the year quite well. I'd say the first, probably the same as this year, the first quarter I did quite well with the cold showers, and then it completely fell off. And I'm not saying that's the one reason that my immune system is bad, but it was something that I tried to fix, and I'm looking back on it, if I had potentially taken more cold showers throughout the year, then by this point I may not have gotten as ill as I did. So that's on me. Okay, some updates. It's been a while. Today is, what is it? Thursday, the 24th of October. So it's actually been quite a while since I last spoke to the camera. First major update. The date for the fight has changed. It has been postponed by 3 weeks due to the location being under some emergency construction or something. I don't really know, but essentially I've now got 3 more weeks than I thought I did, than I originally did. So that's 3 more weeks of me being able to train and be more ready for it, which has caused a little bit of a mess with people who had already like got tickets to come and see it and stuff. But yeah, so now it is on the 1st of December. The cold that I had lasted a really fucking long time. I ended up having that for about 2 weeks, so that really screwed me over when it came to training. I couldn't really exert myself that much at all because it would just make me feel even worse. I'm going to training in about an hour from now. This is the first session of week 6, so it was originally 8 weeks of training. It's now going to be still the 8 weeks of 2 sessions a week. It's going to go down to 1 session a week for those extra 3 weeks that's been postponed by, just as like an extra, just being able to like keep up a little bit of, you know, training in that 3 weeks that's not just ourselves. I don't know if I'd already mentioned this in the previous videos, but Henry and Ben unfortunately are not joining on the fight night anymore. They're not going to be partaking in it, but they will be there to support me, which is great. I'm very appreciative of that. In fact, I'm very appreciative to everybody who's coming. I've got a good few people coming to see me, so I hope I don't disappoint them. I've been going to the training sessions and they've been good. I've been learning a lot of stuff. The guys there are all really great. It's been good sparring with them and stuff. But what's also been super helpful is Ben and Henry, grappling with them. We've been doing this once a week so far. Hopefully we're going to continue doing that, possibly even more than once a week. Just going to the local park and literally rolling around in the mud, just practicing moves on each other, just so I can have that really cemented into my head for the night. Because from what I've seen, the videos online from last year, a lot of them, in fact, I think all of the fights ended on the floor. It was a tap. Someone tapped out on the floor after being in like an armbar or a grapple, or like a chokehold, something like that. So that's what I really need to focus on, because realistically, that is how my fight is going to end. It isn't going to be a TKO. I'm not going to punch somebody in the face. They're going to go down. As much as that would be amazing, it's not going to happen. I'm going to end up on the floor, so I really need to practice that, because that's going to be the thing that it will come down to in the end. And it's great as well because I've got Jesse, who I'm also training with, and he's great with the cardio. So I've got multiple different people helping me. So I'm really hoping that by the time the fight night has come, that all of the things that I've been training with are going to pay off. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm quite glad that I've got that extra 3 weeks, because it means I can really like get on top of it. Honestly, after that 2 weeks of being ill, it really fucked me over. Like I was barely able to train at all. So I'm glad to be back. But yeah, I'm hoping it goes well. Here's to a good fight. So the extra 3 weeks that got tacked on to the training, I genuinely don't know, even now, if that helped or not in the overall training process. I think I was glad that I had the extra time to have to train, but part of me thinks that I might have been better off without them. Obviously, I then tried to get the running back in. I shaved my hair off, as you saw in the video. And that was actually really cool. I really enjoyed having my hair buzz cutted. I'd never had that before, and it was a fun new experience. And felt hard. And unfortunately, that's sort of where I stopped when it came to the recording of my training, which is such a shame, because it would have been great to see more of what happened later on, to see the progression. And unfortunately, I just didn't record it, which I am annoyed about, and is part of the reason I nearly didn't make this video. But essentially, I carried on training, managed to get a black eye. Unfortunately, I don't actually have the black eye. I've just got me trying to heal myself with some frozen peas. And then probably the worst part of the training, which was that I got an infection on one of my legs. And in MMA, the way that in the MMA we were doing, part of it is kickboxing. This basically ruled me out when it came to kicks, because both legs became pretty fucked up. I essentially had this skin irritation that spread across both legs, and it completely fucked me up. On the night, I had to have something covering my legs because I didn't want to pass on the rash to my opponent. And very nice of him. He said that was okay as long as I was wearing something. He was fine with it. So I'm glad that he did, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have even done the fight. So fight night came round and it was really fun, honestly. I had a really great time that night, and I really hope that everyone who came and saw me enjoyed themselves as well. Because, well, first of all, my fight somehow ended up being the last of the night. It was the finale of the night, was my fight. Me and a guy named Jake. And Jesus Christ, I don't know who thought it was a good idea pitting us two together, but they obviously expected a lot from me, because Jake seems like he has had quite the career in MMA. So it was an interesting comparison, the two of us. So anyway, this is how the fight went, essentially.
So ladies and gentlemen, please firstly welcome to the red corner, Miles Martin!
So yeah, in the end, it was TKO, essentially. I fell down to the floor, and that was that. So I lost, but at the end of the day, it was the experience that I wanted. I managed to get to the second round, and that's more than I could say I could have done a few months ago. So I am happy with how it went. I had a really fun time. I was super happy that everyone came and supported me there. I couldn't be more happy that those people came and supported me. They are all great people. I'm proud to have had them there with me. So yeah, that was my experience in my first and potentially last MMA fight. I've spoken to multiple people about whether I would do it again. Most likely no. The only reason I would ever contemplate doing something like that again is if I had the knowledge that I was going into it and fighting somebody who was actually of the same level I was, because I really don't think that it was quite an equal matchup. Which may sound like me coping, like, oh, we weren't equal, it's not fair. Honestly, yeah, I'm sure I could ask him the same and he would agree. Fuck knows what went on there. But at the end of the day, I did the fight, I stepped into the ring, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. And I had a great time as well. So, honestly, I couldn't ask for much more. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you found this somewhat interesting. I'm sorry again for my lack of content, not only in this video but also in general recently. I haven't been filming too much, but I'm going to really try and get back on it as soon as I can. Okay, I'll see you all later.